Brilliant Chelsea run riot at the London Stadium. West Ham left chasing shadows. Hello and welcome to my channel, Your Sports Huddle with me, Puneet. Last night, Chelsea were ruthless, unstoppable as Hammers were no match to them. Let's break it down. Chelsea started the night with Sanchez in goal, Malo Gusto on the right-hand side, Cucurella on the left-hand side, Chalobah and Tosin Adarabioyo playing as centre-backs. Midfield was Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. Estevao on the right-hand side. Pedro played on number 10 position and Neto on the left-hand side with Liam Delap up top. The night did not start really well for Chelsea because right before kickoff, Cole Palmer got injured and was substituted by Estevao Willian, who was making his debut and as an 18-year-old. The night also did not start well because the first 8 to 10 minutes, West Ham were dominating. They were not dominating in terms of the possession, but they were not allowing Chelsea to play through the line. They were quite narrow in the mid-block, which was making life difficult for Chelsea's backline along with the midfield to pass it through to their attackers. It was one of those games which reminded us that we are playing once again last week's Crystal Palace, who pretty much used the same tactics against Chelsea's back three. What we saw in the first 10 minutes was a mistake from Estevao Willian. He was trying to flick it through the middle of the park, had a mistake. Lucas Paqueta jumped on it, was given room, 8 to 10 seconds, which was enough, and he scored a banger. There was a mistake, not just from Estevao, but also from Moises Caicedo, who could not basically engage quicker. It was a rocket being shot by Lucas Paqueta, and unfortunately, Sanchez was once again poor. West Ham were dominating at that point in time, and you would think that is this going to be another game like Crystal Palace? But what Maresca did, he's pretty much changed the back line by asking Moises Caicedo to go back and help the defense, making it a back four. In the same time, Cucurella was in the midfield, Enzo Fernandez was helping him out, and João Pedro, who was playing as a number 10, also came back to help and create space for the wingers. Estevao did really well in the first half. His numbers were absolutely amazing if you were to see in the entire game for somebody who was playing as an 18-year-old. And making his full debut, he has 75% tackles won, 5 out of the 8 duels won, 1 big chance created, 1 shot on target, 1 assist. He's one of those youngsters in the Premier League who has had a top level performance on a debut, and he was so good that at the end of the day he was being declared as the man of the match. We have all been excited about Estevao ever since he's come to Chelsea. So now is the time for him to show his true potential. I thought initially that it's going to take some time for him to gel and acclimatize into these conditions. But the way he has been performing thus far, it looks like a prime Estevao is going to hit new heights very soon. João Pedro also had an absolutely amazing game. I mean, just look at the numbers for him. 100% tackle won, 100% cross accuracy, 6 out of the aerial duel ones. People say that he's not good at heading the ball, but he's shown once again that how good a player he is when it comes to aerial duels. 3 shots, 2 clearances, 2 big chances created, 2 assists and a goal. Unreal performance by him. I'm so glad that, we were the first one to have him taken from Newcastle's hand. Otherwise, we would have regretted it at a later stage. Chelsea were really good in the first half, scoring 3 goals. And at one point in time, we thought that now they are going to toe up with, West Ham's defense. Once the couple of goals went in, the floodgates pretty much open. It was glaringly obvious that once Chelsea start to dominate the game, West Ham will have to peg back, and that is exactly what had happened. They made a couple of mistakes on crosses also, and both Chalobah, I love him. I absolutely adore him. He's from the academy. The guy has had so much disrespect. Every year he has been put into the market, but he comes back every time and performs exceedingly well. I am in love with Trevor Chalobah. He's such an amazing player. Moises Caicedo playing his 100th game, scored for Chelsea, again from a set piece. Once again, a wonderful, wonderful performance by him. What we have seen different from the last game against Crystal Palace to this game is Chelsea's insistence on, making sure that the passing range is quite accurate. And with Tosin back from the injury, he showed that how to create, those gaps, and he was quite magnificent, to say the least. Chelsea were ruthless, they were unstoppable, and once you go past, 5 goals, it's always going to be difficult for the other team to come back. I know for a fact that, once 5 goals went in, Chelsea made a wholesale of changes, and they pretty much pulled the handbrakes, and they were playing on second gear, knowing very well the match is in the pocket, and now try and probably rest and concentrate on the next game, which is against Fulham. We also saw in the last game when Chelsea played against Crystal Palace is the carrying ability is still not there. We do have passing range with Tosin coming back, but if Lavia is injured in the midfield, we are not able to quickly turn around and pass it to our attackers. With João Pedro's, playing as a number 10 yesterday, it showed that he can do that. But I still believe if we were to go ahead and get Xavi Simons, it will elevate this team to another level, and it will definitely, put shivers down the Premier League with performance that Chelsea will have in future. The other thing, I don't know, if you guys have noticed it, but I did, is this system suits Nico Jackson. I know Nico Jackson is, on the list of players who are getting sold, but I actually do not mind if Nico stays, honestly, because this system suits him to the T. With João Pedro as a second striker, playing as a number 10, maybe Cole Palmer on the right-hand side, and whoever plays on the left-hand side, it will suit Nico perfectly fine. And I'm sure that, it would be great if Nico stays. But obviously, the number says it's something else. I think if Nico stays, it would be great for this team. But let's see, if Xavi comes, then it's pretty obvious that somebody has to depart. Whether it will be him and Kunku, both of them, we'll see in the coming days. But yes, it was a 5-star performance by Chelsea, and I'm so glad that we had this sort of performance so early on in the season, and glad for Maresca also for making those necessary changes which are required to make sure that we do not make the same mistake like we did in the last game. And like last game, we were not so disappointed. With this victory also, we are not too elated, knowing very well there are tougher times ahead, and we'll continue to cruise through, and hopefully by the end of the season we'll be where we wanted to be. So as a Chelsea Blue, if you guys have come thus far, I can only request you guys to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you keep coming to the channel for more updates. Thank you very much for watching.